Rome, what do they have to do? They have to return to Rome. So when John's carried into the wilderness, he's carried to a very specific point in the wilderness. He's carried right down here to 1798. The papacy's already persecuted. It's already drunk with the blood of persecution, and it's already the mother of harlots. Some of the Protestant churches have already returned to Rome. You see that? Okay, so John's right down here in 1798. So I want you to see something. The vision of Revelation 17, it begins in 1798. Where does the last 6 verses of Daniel 11 begin? 1798. These are parallel histories. Okay? And the way that you convey truth is by bringing line upon line. Okay? Revelation 17 is a parallel to the last 6 verses of Daniel 11. Notice on your notes, you have 2 quotes from the Great Controversy where Sister White says the persecution ended roughly 25 years before 1798. So, you're in 1793. In this time period onward, persecution has ceased. Not 93, 1773, right? In that time period. So John's right down here in 1798 time period. Okay? All right, let's read Revelation 17 further. Verse 7. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell you the mystery of the woman and the beast that carrieth her, which hath 7 heads and 10 horns. If you go to see a mystery movie, what's a mystery movie? If you read a mystery novel, what is it? It's a story, either in a movie or in a novel, that if it's a good one, you don't know what the answer is till you get to the last page or the last few minutes of the movie, right? That's a mystery. Okay, now this is the mystery of the beast and the woman. Is a mystery in the Bible the same as a mystery movie or a mystery book? No. Okay? No. That's the answer. It's not the same. The Bible speaks about the mystery of iniquity and the mystery of godliness. You have the verses referenced in your notes here. The mystery of godliness is Christ in you, the hope of glory, is it not? A biblical mystery, you are required to understand everything that is revealed, even though it's beyond your understanding. How Christ can live in us, the hope of glory, we can't understand that. It's a mystery. But we're required to understand what our participation in making Christ in us, the hope of glory, a reality. We're required to understand the portion of the mystery of godliness that is revealed. If we don't understand it, we're lost. We have to meet the conditions of salvation if we're going to be saved. But there's no way that any of us can explain how Christ dwells in us through the Holy Spirit. All right? So a mystery in the Bible is identifying something that you are required to understand, but at the same time, it's beyond your understanding. What about the mystery of iniquity? What's the mystery of iniquity? It's how sin is found in Lucifer. Can we explain how sin came into God's perfect creation? We're told it's beyond explanation. You can't explain how sin, the mystery of iniquity, the mystery of sin happened, can you? But you're required to understand enough about sin to know that you flee from it, are you not? A biblical mystery is identifying a truth that you are required to understand what has been revealed, while at the same time knowing that you cannot understand it fully. So the mystery of the beast and the woman, you're required to understand that mystery, even though there'll be some parts of it that are beyond our human understanding. Okay? And the mystery of the beast and the woman is the mystery of the healing of the deadly wound. What's a beast in Bible prophecy? According to Daniel 7, what's a beast in Bible prophecy? Pardon me? A power, but more specifically. A kingdom. Someone said kingdom. A beast in Bible prophecy is a geopolitical kingdom. It's a state. What's a woman? A church. See, the papacy in Bible prophecy, it's both a church and a state. And in 1798, the papacy received a deadly wound, right? In 1798, the papacy received its deadly wound, and it ceased to be a beast of Bible prophecy. It was no longer a geopolitical kingdom ruling the world after 1798, right? But did it cease to be a woman? No, it continued to be a woman. Okay, the mystery of the beast and the woman in Revelation 17 is the mystery of how the deadly wound is healed, how the papacy once again becomes the beast of Bible prophecy. Because in Revelation 16, the beast of the dragon, beast, and false prophet, that's the papacy. It has to return to its former position of power. Are you with me? And you have to understand that. You're required to understand that. Even though some parts of it you can't understand. But she's always been a woman. But she needs a geopolitical kingdom to rule over. Okay, and she always, the way that she rules, her kingdom is always based upon her governing other kings. When she ruled during the Dark Ages, her decisions were enforced by the kings of Europe that were doing her bidding. Okay, that unlawful relationship, that fornication with the kings of the earth has to be reestablished. Okay, and it will be in the very near future. Because that's what a mystery is. All right? You with me? Too much information? We're not going deep in this. Some people, they do Revelation 17, they'll go for 4 or 5 hours. We're going to do about 20 minutes here, so just hang on, all right? I'm on page 20 of the notes. In verse 8 of Revelation 17, it says, "The beast that thou sawest is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder whose name are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is." We're going to define who this beast is now. This is the beast that was and is not, and there are certain characteristics in this verse that tell us who the beast is. All right? This beast shall ascend. Okay, the power in Bible prophecy that ascends is the papacy and Satan. We've already noted that one of the words in Daniel 11, verse 40, associated with the king of the north is come against, meaning an ascension. When the Soviet Union was conquered in 1989, the papacy began to ascend to the throne of the earth. Under Isaiah 14, 13, and 14, are you familiar with Isaiah 13, 14? Go there. Just to put it in the record concerning Satan. He's also the power that ascends. Isaiah 14, 13, and 14 says, speaking of Lucifer, it says, "For thou hast said in thine heart, I will" what? "Ascend into heaven, and I will exalt my throne above the stars. I will set also upon the mount of the congregation and in the sides of the north." Verse 14, "I will" what? "Ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." So Satan is the power that ascends, and the papacy is the power that ascends. And in verse 8 of Revelation 17, it says that he shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. The power that ascends is either Satan or the papacy in Bible prophecy. Okay? And he comes out of the bottomless pit. And you'll notice underneath here, underneath on your notes, you have the quote that I referred to earlier from Great Controversy, page 50, where Sister White says that to secure worldly gains and honors, the church was led to seek the favor and support of great men of earth, and having thus rejected Christ, she was induced to yield allegiance to the representative of Satan, the Bishop of Rome. The Pope of Rome is the representative of Satan on planet Earth. So they're interchangeable. The Pope represents Satan. Okay. Now the next quote says, from Review and Herald, December 21st, 1897, "In this time of prevailing iniquity, the Protestant churches that have rejected a 'Thus saith the Lord' will reach a strange impasse. A strange past. They will be converted to the world. In their separation from God, they will seek to make falsehood and apostasy from the law of God of the nation. They will work upon the rulers of land to what? Restore the lost ascendancy of the man of sin. One of the characteristics of the papacy is it's the power that ascends. And the Protestants of the United States are going to restore the lost ascendancy of the man of sin, who sits in the temple of God, showing himself that he is in God. So in Revelation 17, verse 8, the beast that was and is not, it ascends, which is a characteristic of the papacy or Satan. It ascends out of the bottomless pit. So now we're going to define what the bottomless pit is. You'll see a quote on the bottom of page 20. The last sentence, speaking of the bottomless pit, says, "But here is brought to view a new manifestation of satanic power." The bottomless pit in Bible prophecy represents a manifestation of satanic power. How many powers come out of the bottomless pit in the book of Revelation? Because whatever power comes out of the bottomless pit in the book of Revelation is a manifestation of satanic power. How many powers come out of the bottomless pit in the book of Revelation? Well, in Revelation 8, you have Islam coming out of the bottomless pit. Is Islam a satanic power? Yes, Islam is a manifestation of satanic power. In Revelation 11, atheism comes out of the bottomless pit. Is atheism a manifestation of satanic power? Yes. And here in Revelation 17:8, you have the papacy coming out of the bottomless pit. Is the papacy a manifestation of satanic power? Yes. The bottomless pit in Bible prophecy represents a manifestation of satanic power. Yes. In Revelation 11, the sister's asking, what are the two witnesses? What are the two witnesses in Revelation 12, brothers and sisters? Sister White tells us in the Great Controversy, what are they? The Old and New Testament, okay? And that's a good subject, because the two witnesses are also in the book of Zechariah. It's worth understanding what the two witnesses are. Like, the two witnesses for the Millerites was what you just said. What did you just say? Okay, but in Zechariah, when he talks about the two witnesses, there was no New Testament. Okay, in Zechariah 4, there's two pipes that come down and have the golden oil in them. And those two pipes are the two witnesses. But for Zechariah, the New Testament hadn't been written. So what were those two pipes for Zechariah when he was alive? The law and the prophets. But at the end of the world, what are the two witnesses for you and I? Are they the Old and New Testament? Bible and Spirit of Prophecy. So these two witnesses are worth wrapping your mind around. But Revelation 11 and that history, it's the Old and New Testament. Because in that history, in atheistic France, they were going to gather up the Bibles and throw them in the street and burn them. It was the attack against the Bible. Where was I? What page? Okay. Where did it say a manifestation? Okay, yeah. We're on 21. Here's another quote for the bottomless pit on the top of page 21. The expression bottomless pit represents the earth in a state of confusion and darkness. Is a manifestation of satanic power confusion and darkness? Yes. Okay. And then from Review and Herald, July 21st, 1851, I told him that the Lord had shown me in vision that mesmerism. What's mesmerism? Hypnotism. I told him that this should be put on the door of every pastor's study in Adventism. Okay, this quote. I told him that the Lord had shown me in vision that hypnotism was from the devil, from the bottomless pit. That something that's from the devil is from the bottomless pit. Okay. We shouldn't be teaching hypnotism to our pastors in Adventism. It's satanic from the bottomless pit. Okay? But we do. We have courses where we teach Adventist pastors how to hypnotize their congregations. And they use the word hypnotize when they teach them. So, in Revelation 17:8, we're defining who the beast that was and is not. And one of the characteristics is this beast is the power that ascends, papacy, Satan. It comes from the bottomless pit. It's a satanic power. Do you see that? The next characteristic, and underneath it you have Revelation 9:2, 11:7, and 20 verses 1 through 3, that's where the bottomless pit is referenced.